Well, just another check-in. Hello, Rocky. I love you. It was really good to have Lainey over, or maybe not have her over, but be there with Lainey this weekend. I've been feeling so lonely, and especially at night. Not that and I've been like sleeping by myself for a minute too. Even when I was in that relationship, I was sleeping alone. Except for I was waking up at like 3 a.m. worried or upset or all that other shit. So I've been used to it for a while, but I think because I'm single now. I think it's now a little bit different. Like, at least the mindset of like the possibility that there could be somebody else. And so like when that happens for me, then I'm searching, and I'm not really I've like put that, it's good. I put that to the side. I'm not like, I haven't for the last couple of days been like needing it, and I was really just super needy, I guess. I don't know if that's the word. Searchy, for sure. All week long, and I think not having certain apps, certain stuff has kind of helped curb that, and then sharing about it has really helped. Maybe because I started step 4, that's also made me feel a little more accomplished. And I don't know, like I've been like really wanting to have somebody laying next to me under a blanket with the fireplace on, watching whatever on TV. And I had that last night. I got to have that with Lainey, and it really filled that void, just and it really it gives me perspective now, knowing that like if I could go back and choose somebody else instead of Lainey, hell no, I wouldn't want that. Fucking no way. That was awesome to be able to lay next to her, and her head was next to mine. That was great. I miss her already, dropping her off to her mom's. And I made a pot roast today. Yeah, it's cool. I made it and made a mistake, and it came out better than I've ever made it. I had a neighbor watch the kids. Well, I didn't have them. They wanted to go over. Her daughter came through, and so I was able to, when I made it, I gave her some, and then I gave my ex some. And no, she's married. Her husband's in the military. That's out. For anybody who wondered. It was just cool to thank her for watching the kids for a couple hours, even though I didn't ask for it, and be able to be a good neighbor, drop that off. I think I might have scared off the other neighbor, even though I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to be nice. But people, women that I've come across, anytime a guy does something nice or they act nice, they probably act weird. So I could understand that. I'm not mad at that at all. The message at church was really good today, and the message that he had at the beginning was like, if you have a story, I don't care where you're at in your life, I don't care if you're just coming out of a struggle or if you're in your struggle, please share it. You might be helping somebody. And I know we had that discussion in the bathroom where he asked me to do it, and I didn't like brush him off, but I I said, well, I kind of did when I got baptized. And he said, well, we do something, where on a Saturday we want you to share it. And so he did offer for me to do it 6 weeks or whatever. And then he shared that message. And, I go to church by myself. And I felt like he was talking to me. He was staring at me. So maybe he wasn't just talking to me. But it definitely, you go and see a sermon. A lot of the times you get something out of that where you felt like it was for you anyway. So I decided I would do it. I also decided I would sign up to help build this house they're building, even though, and I don't have any experience, but I'll dig holes if they need me to. I'll hammer nails if they need me to, and I'll dedicate some time to help be part of something for something that's not, the norm of what I normally do. I think that would be good to be part of that and actually give back to a place that has given me so much. And this is check-in, right? The gym was good today, and meeting was great today, and I got to chair, which was cool. I like being of service where I actually do something other than just make coffee. So that was cool. And I think when I dropped off Lainey and I was in my car, I just thought, yeah, it's a good time to check in. It's a good time to write. This is put an entry in. This is my journal. And I think as this starts to move forward, I'll be able to really treat it like a journal and then just post it. I don't want it to be like where sorry, my foot's itchy. I don't want it to be where I'm like trying to like promote myself. Fuck that. If I do that, I need to turn this shit off. And I think my mindset was going there. My ego was just starting to get to that point where it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna, so I started talking to you guys and stuff, and this is for me. And whoever watches it can see my journey and me talking to myself like I would in my notes. I do want to, I downloaded this thing. I guess I can't say what it is, but it's where you can see activities going on, and there's a creative writing thing I think I want to get in and then just start picking people's brains about how I can publish my book, or at least get it to the right people so they can do whatever they got to do with it. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't want anything to happen until I have a year clean, but I think it would be the right direction. Because I thought about it too, like, to be able to read it, and just go back into my head how I was basically 4 years ago when I was, like going through it, in a relationship that was toxic, and how I like bowled through that and stayed clean that first year. Work steps and all that stuff. Like, I forgot about all that stuff that I wrote in there, and it'd be cool to like read it. Even if I'm the only one who reads the copy, that'd be freaking cool to read my what was in my head then. I don't think many people get an opportunity to do that, to read where you were at a year ago when you first took recovery serious, and you got to go in there and like fight through like the negative feelings and all of that stuff, work steps and stuff, because I don't think I give myself enough credit on how I got a year clean originally. I think I just kind of like took it for granted. It was a battle. And then I got, another year clean after that. I didn't write after that. I ended that because it was something that I was, I set out to. I wanted to write throughout that journey, and I did. I accomplished it. I completed it. I ended it with, a passage. So I am curious to how that's going to look, and I sure would like to read it. It's kind of cool to read, like, how you know, your own shit. Hand it over to, like, treatment centers and shit. That'd be cool. And they could be in there for 28 days reading a guy get a year clean. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? Did you know that somebody's reading a guy get clean? You know, and he reads it all, and then he goes out and he starts his journey. And I say he because I'm not going to just hand it off to male-only treatment centers, but that's what I went through. And then I got like 2 entries, like two stories. You know, the first or that second treatment center, and then the most recent one, which was way 2 different things. You know, like one, I had all this stuff going on, like I was scared of people in there, and I was afraid, and you know, like one dude wanted to fucking fuck me up, and I fought through that, you know, and overcame it, and then got voted as a leader. It was a big deal to me. And this last one, you know, I turned down the torch. Thought maybe somebody else could benefit from it. Just wanted to be a guy that kind of had a better... And I was going through my spiritual awakening. That was today's Just for Today, spiritual awakening. I was going through it. I think it's awesome, like what I experienced in there. For myself. You know, like I really felt a lot of serenity in there. I felt a lot of my story, you know, like where I was searching for all these things for all these years. They were unfolding for me in there. And then how I figured out a way to get rent paid, and how I figured out a way to get my cars paid, and all that, you know, like it was such a good spiritual journey, and I felt prepared coming out of it. So I'm in a good place now, I guess, you know, just doing what I just did right now, getting it all out here and sharing about it. I don't feel icky. I was feeling a little icky, I guess, I don't know if that's the word, but I was feeling, it was almost like I was starting to slide back down into that loneliness, depression, now that I've dropped off my little, and I call all of them my little, except for my 2 oldest, because, you know, they're in their 20s now. Well, one is, the other one's 20, one turns, you know, they both turn, you know, 21 and 23. Had kids for a long time. There's times I was a great father, there's times I was a good father, and there's times I wasn't the greatest father, and I'm getting there to be a better father than ever. Just different. I'm not depressed about like having all of these kids anymore. I'm grateful I have them. There's somebody out there that can't have kids, and here I, you know, kind of fucked off what they wish they could have had, what they would have done with it, you know. Can you imagine? Like I kept thinking that, like, what would they do in my shoes? Here I just keep getting fucking loaded. God, what they would give to be able to have those kids, do stuff with them, and just, you know, take that for granted when you have kids sometimes. I do. I don't know about you, but I do. I love where I'm at. I love where I'm going. I love that, like, I'm not too complicated with a conversation right now. I don't have to, like, get back into a conversation with somebody. I need to start finding gratitude in being single, instead of, like, searching for somebody. Like, I need to find gratitude in that. And just be available when it comes. You know, it'll come. And not really overthink what I need. I had like this fucking list of... I had this list of like, they gotta have a year clean, and they gotta have this, and they gotta have, like, really... Sounds really shallow, man, if you ask me. Like, yeah, they can't be getting loaded. Like, they can't be all, like, active addiction. I don't care if they drink. As long as the drinking isn't making their lives unmanageable. They can manage to have drinks in a social atmosphere, and they don't have to have one when they get off of work, then we're good. You know? If somebody tells me that, like, you don't need to be making these meetings, who's going to tell me that? Who am I going to ever find that cares about me, that knows that this is important to me, that I am going to put in my life and say, yeah, you don't need to make meetings anymore? I think I'm just so worried. The last relationship was so bad for me because I felt I was just manipulated so much. And I you know, I'm not saying that person's a terrible person. They just weren't right for me. And I hope they find the person that makes them feel complete, where they don't feel like I made them feel, because I didn't make her feel great either. We just were toxic for each other in the worst of ways. And I don't feel like it was a waste of time either. You know how, like, you can get into that, fuck, man, all that time wasted. Like, I don't feel like that. I'm actually grateful for it all. Even though, like, I would never want to go back and repeat it, I'm grateful that I experienced it. It all led me to where I'm at, where I feel right now. All of it. Who knows? I don't feel like I'm gonna be alone the rest of my life. I don't feel that. I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I need to be with somebody. And I think what's great about it is that I want to, like, really bad. Like, I really want to have somebody to share this journey with. But I don't think I need to have somebody to share this journey with right now. What if they start giving me advice? Or what if it, you know, like, or any of that. Not that I don't want somebody's advice, but, like, this is a self-discovery stage I'm in. What if it changes what I am doing right now? What if it sets out to be something different right now? So, God, this is going to be a long entry, man. I think I'm just doing this because I have to drive home, and it's helping me get my thoughts out there. But yeah, like, what if it changes the direction of where I'm going? Well, it will change the direction of where I'm going, not what if. I don't want the direction to be changed right now. Eventually, I'm okay with the path veering off a different way, but for right now, I still need to pick up all the equipment I need, you know, metaphorically speaking, to get on that path. And then it'll be awesome. You know, and it'll probably happen one day. I'll just be having a conversation with somebody. They've gone through some shit. I've gone through some shit. They may have kids. They may not. It'll turn into another conversation and another, and I'll realize that, like, everything had to happen this way so I could get to this point. Like, if I really trust in that phrase, everything happens exactly the way it was intended, then I can't force the envelope. Forget about all the, like, bringing myself to something. How about just being single open the door so I can just figure out what I like, what I know what I don't like, I think, but what I don't like while clean, and have enough friends that I've built that I see regularly and I care about, that I can like let them know this is who I'm talking to, and they can kind of let me know what they think would be best for me. They always say, like, we always say, like, we know what's best for ourselves. Not if you're in my shoes. If I knew what was best for myself, I wouldn't be doing these video diaries, and I wouldn't be, in this situation. So I don't know what's best for myself. I know that there are some things that I need to do and some things I don't need to do, but in terms of like people that are in my life and stuff, a woman that would be in my life, I don't know. And if I meet somebody that isn't best for me, am I going to tell everybody that I met this person because I know that they're not best for me? Like, I'll probably be that type of person right now. So that's good. This is a good little session I'm giving myself, because it's helping me work through what I think is loneliness instead of what I think is, there's probably some sex involved in that too. Like I want to be physically connected with somebody, and plus, I'm sure with, all working out and all that stuff, I'm sure it's also creating, like building testosterone and stuff, and so there's that too. That, being able to contain myself and hold back and will definitely help me, to not be weird to somebody. I probably throw out that weird vibe. I know I do, for sure, especially if you want something bad enough, and then, people can sense that kind of thing. So, well, this is a good check-in, Rodney. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. You got a lot of stuff to take care of. You got a lot of stuff to clean. As you continue to progress, give yourself some grace. It's going to be okay.